What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake yet again. Now, we've talked about this game quite a bit, really on both channels, and I don't know how many more updates there'll be later on this week, but we're getting very, very close to the concert. Remember, the concert is coming up this weekend, where maybe, hopefully, probably, depending on who you read, who you trust, there will be new announcements in terms of this game coming to next-gen consoles, all that good stuff. Now, this newest leak adds a little bit onto that, okay? So really what we've heard before is it could potentially be like a Game of the Year edition. It doesn't have to just be like a free upgrade like on PS5. We didn't necessarily know which platforms the game was going to be on. Obviously, PS5 is the most well-known or the most like assumed, but there's others, obviously, right? So we'll break down this leak. We'll talk about if it's going to happen. You have to take it with a grain of salt, and honestly, it's very possible the concert comes and goes and nothing happens. So we do have to keep that in mind as well, okay? Really quickly, if you guys do like this stuff, make sure as always you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. I'll leave a link for it in the description below, or of course you can just look me up on Twitter. All right, so this comes from Reset Era. It comes from Tipster Navtra. Now, I don't know. I'm not in Reset Era. I don't know the people that are over there, so that's just, that's something that if people know who this person is, obviously, they can say something. And this comes from PlayStation Universe, by the way. They're the ones making it. Here's what this guy said. Here's what I last heard, though. It's releasing for PS5 and PC, no Xbox, and it's a bit more substantial than a resolution increase. There's new story content. He went on to reveal that Final Fantasy VII Remake PS5 was meant to be revealed at the Future of Gaming, and he notes that his info is about 8 months old, so some things could have changed, hence why he's decided not to divulge any further info just yet. So that's very old for information that you're just saying now. I don't really like, hearing that kind of stuff. At the same time, no, I mean, look, the rumors have gone crazy over the last several weeks. I would go so far as to say the last, month or two that we are going to get something with this game. Now, again, it was always assumed it was going to go on PS5. I would say it was also kind of assumed it would just come to next-gen consoles in the first place, which I'm kind of hinting at, Xbox Series X, that it would come to Xbox, it would come to PC. And then, even somebody like me, I had questioned this before, all right, is it a free upgrade? If you have the PS4 version, let's say, which I do you get the free upgrade for PS5? And that's a tricky thing, right? A lot of games have done it before, but if the game is going to be like a Game of the Year edition, if it's not just literally the bells and whistles of running on next gen, if it's going to be a next gen game, well, and it's going to have additional stuff. And remember, we've gone over, I think again on my second channel, they've had the patents and all that kind of stuff for the DLC, potential DLC. They've licensed out names, okay, that could very well be hinting at spin-offs or just things in general that they could be adding to in regards to this specific game, Final Fantasy VII. So if you're going to add, I've said this before, if you're going to add story stuff to it, you do factually make it, that is a different game. And so if you do have to pay again for it, I would understand it. I don't love having to buy the same game twice just for DLC. Now, if I could get the DLC separate, this is not something we've ever talked about. I wonder if they would do some sort of hybrid, which would be confusing, I think, to the general person. But if I just wanted the DLC, could I get a free upgrade and then just buy the DLC separate? Or do I need to get this, Game of the Year edition, say this another $60 game, to not just have the visual upgrades, because I guess you'd have to pay for that, but also the DLC, and there's no other way of getting the DLC. So those are things, to consider. And then obviously this guy says it's not coming to Xbox, so that's a big deal. I would say it's only coming to PS5 and PC. So we knew, remember, this game only had 1 year of exclusivity on PlayStation when it came out back in April. So I guess the exclusivity means it can come out on PC. I guess Xbox is still kind of left behind. So we'll have to see what happens. Again, I'm very excited for it. I'm very interested to see what we see. This concert. Oh, and by the way, and I said this in separate videos. There was also a leak that said we'd be getting info on a next-gen version of Final Fantasy VII sometime in February, okay? They also said we'd get the next Life is Strange game, and I think one other game that for some reason I can't remember, but those were the two big ones that stood out to me. We have this orchestra. We've had release dates be announced at orchestras before, mainly Final Fantasy VII Remake and also Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's been done before. There is big announcements that have been done before at this orchestra. I know people are trying to go around and I get it. You have to be cautious. People are saying, hey, don't forget, it's possible nothing happens here. Like, don't get your hopes too high. I agree with that. I would say, though, that I am actually against maybe their wisdom getting my hopes high, and if it's not at the concert, I think I may actually be disappointed, because I just think everything's kind of leading into this. So we'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see when this comes out. But let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's going to happen this weekend? Do you think, all the stuff that we've heard about is true? Do you think there'll be DLC, like a bigger game than just Final Fantasy VII Remake? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. Would love to have you guys over there following me. I'm getting very close to 2,000 followers and would love to hit that as quickly as possible. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.